It's your platform partners, Jackson, all about helping you take action. And if you're stressed out today, I want for you to know that this is a great opportunity for you to take a deep breath and be grateful for the good things that are going on in your life, the little things. And I want you to treat yourself. I got some cranberry juice. Get you some water. Get you something to acknowledge that your life is getting better and you're grateful because you're alive and you're healthy. And you're about to get some information that can continue to transform your life. So let's be grateful. And I toast to that. Toast to you and your success in our community. Without any further ado, let's talk about this crypto. Let's talk about real estate and let's talk about cryptocurrency coming together. Now, many people understand I mostly talk about cryptocurrencies on this platform. And in this video, I'm going to talk more about real estate, on how it's being tokenized and how the game of real estate is changing forever and how we can begin to take part of it. And this is just a brief introduction. I'll create more series of videos like this if you want more of it. So blockchain and real estate are coming together. And the honest to God truth is that most of the world is becoming tokenized. By tokenized, what I mean by that is most of the world is going to be traded in a digital token by fraction. So that means the average person, they can invest truly from their cell phone instead of being a traditional owner of real estate. You can now have the opportunity to just own real estate just through tokens. So this is truly transforming the game. A lot of people don't understand that just yet, but it's coming. It's coming. It's in fact, it's here, and it's just increasing more and more every day. Now, real estate is an industry that has over $200 trillion in value, over $200 trillion in value on the real estate market. But a lot of that money is traditional, meaning people just buy these properties, whether it be residential or they buy commercial properties. But these properties, places like California, New York, people are no longer, they're losing value because people aren't working there and paying rent because the businesses are dying. Countries are going bankrupt right now. So what we're going to see is, as we see companies begin to go bankrupt, countries go bankrupt, we're also going to be seeing the housing market. It's already to have an increased amount of foreclosures, right? So we see this happening. Why? Because, again, the money isn't moving right now. People are barely paying rent. You're going to see these foreclosures come in. And so there's going to be people that are the only money that some people may have available is for them to buy real estate tokens, meaning you actually can own a percentage of whether it be a home or if it's a commercial building. And by commercial, I mean a medical building or a law firm or any type of large space that you can rent. And I want to just give you a little bit of, read this little article I was looking at here. Now, this is on Cointelegraph, talking about the future of money and cryptos here. And it talks about how there's platforms. This is a particular one, but I'm not talking about one particular platform because there's many more to come. On how, for as little as $5,000, a person could be able to get themselves a real estate token and lock it up. That way you can have ownership. Kind of like whether it might be a REIT. I don't know if you guys are familiar with REITs. A REIT is like you own like a paper asset, so to speak. You put about money in and now you get paid like a dividend, or you get paid a percentage every single, whether it be a month or every year. Based on you owning that asset, but you don't actually own, like you're not responsible to do maintenance and you're not a traditional owner of real estate. Well, that's beginning to happen more and more and more. And in the future, we're going to be doing more videos covering this because this is unfolding to be a very, very interesting space and a lot of opportunity is going to jump up. Now, we're talking now in this, I'm going to read a little bit of this article here. It talks about how accredited investors globally can now participate in several different offerings, both individual assets and diversified property portfolios. Okay, all of the properties are income and producing, including medical facilities, residential blocks, industrial buildings. This new platform will allow investors to enter into the commercial real estate market with a minimum investment of $5,000, no fees, or creating or maintaining an account or buying tokens. Now, at present, all potential investors must be accredited or qualified individuals to comply with the United States Securities and Exchange Commission regulations. However, things could change in the future as it ultimately comes down to the choice of the tokenization client. All right. Keep this in mind. Now, I'm reading. Hold on. It says, due to regulations, any real estate investment token cannot be traded on security markets for up to 12 months after the offering is closed. This means that the investor funds are essentially locked and liquid for this period of time. So this article, of course, they're saying you got to have $5,000. You got to be quote unquote accredited and then have your money locked up for a year. Now, the reason why I'm reading this is, forget this particular company. I'm not trying to promote this company. What I'm explaining to you is there are many new projects that we are about to see unfolding, decentralized platforms where you will not have to be accredited and you can simply buy tokens. And I don't know what all of them are now, and many of them probably haven't been created yet. But for those who don't know much about crypto, this is what's happening and unfolding. And over the next few months, we will continue to see this trend. So we want to stay in tune for this channel. You want to stay in tune for this information because those who get in early are the ones that truly can transform their legacy. Here's the thing. Somebody once told me this. They said, I used to really be huge into establishing businesses all the time and really be great into, like, they said the average business lasts about 1 to 3 years. A great business lasts anywhere from 10, maybe 13 years if it's a great business. But if you own a piece of real estate, you can own it for the rest of your life. You can earn residuals because you're getting passive income, especially if you got a management company that hired. So we're really big into, let's say, hey, you invest in like a cryptocurrency because that's going to be the norm, cryptocurrencies and digital assets. And then you can take some of that money and you want to invest into a hard asset. That's the name of the game. Get you some hard assets that your family can own. Land, property, 2-unit, 4-unit, 15-unit, where you got leverage. You want to build that leverage. But here's a way where you can do it untraditional with tokenizing real estate. In addition to, there's going to be more smart contracts that we'll talk about on this channel that they're going to be more like escrow services. What is that, Dwayne? What do you mean? A smart contract escrow service. So let's say, for instance, you have a platform where you can have an agreement where there takes multiple signatures in a contract right through your phone. Well, you can say, hey, if a person agrees to pay you rent for 3 months by XYZ date, and if they don't pay on this date, then the doors will automatically be locked. And they make all their payments directly through the app, directly through the token. All right. Stuff like that is coming. Some of it already exists, but we're going to see that unfold. But there's so many different things. So this talks about what is the tokenization of real estate. It is the process of creating a virtual token that represents ownership of that real estate interest. Rather than dealing with a regular real estate interest in an outdated manner with paper documents, purchasers are able to engage in a transaction digitally using tokens. Tokens is flexible. A token could represent the ownership of the asset. It could be meaning you just got equity in a legal entity that owns the asset. I mean, you got equity in a company that owns it. So you don't own it directly because, again, remember, sometimes you don't want to own property because then you don't want to have the tax implications, nor you may not want people to look up and see your information. You don't want to be personal liable. Somebody try to sue you for your property because your name is attached to it because you're the legal owner. So what you may want to do is you may want to start up a corporation, an entity, and then you have that entity own the real estate property. So that way your corporation is responsible and not you. You got limited liability. So tokenization could mean that you owning the company that owns the real estate. And it also says an interest in a debt secured by an asset. So you can be like the bank. Okay, a right to share in profits rising from the use of that asset or more. So imagine this. Imagine there's a medical building, an office building, or a large, let's say you got a commercial real estate where there's like a little mall and you own tokens of the mall, and every time there's a rent and things that are paid, it allows the token that you have to either go up in value, or you're paid a percentage, like an interest off of the token that you own. This stuff is coming. The types of real property involved, it can vary. Single family homes, multifamily homes, office buildings, warehouses, retail spaces, everything in between. Although this may sound like science fiction, several models of real estate tokenization are already being developed, such as ownership in real estate through special purpose vehicles, which talks about this and below. Shares in the real estate funds, a timeshare, investment in loans to develop a project. So you like a hard money lender, or like a tokenized REIT. We'll talk about that. So there's many different advantages. This has revolutionized the global real estate market. It offers issuers and investors several significant advantages over existing investment options, and could introduce large numbers of investors to the market. So think about people who may not have enough money to buy a house or commercial property, but you can buy a token. Or how about this? You can buy fractions of the token. So that means, let's say you got a token that's worth $1,000, you might only have a few hundred, and you say, you know what, let me just get $400, $500 worth, and so now you own a fraction. So you're still getting paid. You're in the game, even though you have a small amount of money. So this stuff is happening. Liquidity. Real estate investments are considered to be very liquid. The liquidity is generally considered the single biggest negative attribute of real estate investment. It affects the price, investment command, imposing liquidity discount on the underlying asset's true value. All right. Then there's a global investment pools, reduced cost of entry, standardized transactions. Okay, so I'm not going to go through this whole article here, but I just wanted to really share with you all. This video is mostly about, it's more of a mental mindset of preparing yourself to be ready for the opportunities that are coming, starting to put some money to the side, starting to make some smarter investments, and starting to research this information, because it's out here and it's happening. We're in a new world. The old traditional ways you thought about doing things no longer exist. So you got to reintroduce yourself to the new transformation of money. This is where innovation happens. These tokenized assets this is the new wave, and it's going to continue to unfold over the next few years. And you want to start getting involved in this stuff, in my opinion, now, even if it's just studying and beginning to research this stuff. And if you can, develop some applications. But it's very interesting, man. I want y'all to know. Let me know what companies that you have found, if you found any, that are already doing this tokenization, and what are their platforms. Let me know in the comment section. But in the meantime, between time, on this channel, we will continue to talk about different ways where you can actually get involved in real estate, whether it be doing virtual wholesaling, you fixing and flipping, or you just buying multi-units. But ultimately, it's about buying. You want to own it and have control over assets more than anything, and establish entities. Because the old way of making money is dead. Let's be clear. Just trying to go get a job, that's dead. I mean, for one, you shouldn't even be thinking about a job right now, because you're thinking way too small. There's trillions of dollars that's being moved to these new industries, and right now the cryptocurrency industry itself is still one that we're talking about has only $1 trillion in this industry. So if real estate has 200 trillion, okay, imagine if a portion of that, imagine let's say 10 trillion of that begins to come and become tokenized. I mean, that's huge opportunity for growth for those that are getting involved in it right now at this level. So with that being said, I'm going to conclude this video, but I want you to really begin to think about how you can make your next move, your best move. Be patient. You don't have to rush the wealth, because you're not going to get wealthy. You may not get wealthy in 1 year, but do not underestimate the power of what you can do over the next 5 years, 10 years, if you begin to make small strategic investments right now, even though they may be small. $50, $100 here, putting in these tokens, letting them grow. Okay, make sure you do your research. Okay, and with that being said, I got a phone call, so I'll see you in the next video. Peace.